Want to give thanks. This is Yahira Lobos. I am the founder of Crystal Nations Collective. I'm so grateful to be here with you all this morning. Let's take a look at this is my wolf dog, Alira Star, and she's just relaxing right now. I am also on Facebook, so you can find me and add me as a friend or send me a message. I may have almost 5,000 friends right now. I'm very close to it. So just request and send me a message that you saw me here on YouTube and I will add you. I do use Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. As the founder of Crystal Nations Collective, you can find me on Instagram under Crystal Nation 777 and under TikTok, Crystal Nations with an S 777. So I want to give a big holler out to everybody. We just had a huge planetary shift, and I wanted to talk about what it's going to be like going forward. I also am going to pull cards from the Astro Star Codes Oracle. I am a conduit that was born here on Earth to share the messages as a hollow bone. I am a survivor, so I have experienced a lot of suffering. I was born in a city called Suffering in upstate New York. In 1971, I do identify as an indigo, a structure buster. It was my whole life that I have dedicated being a voice to ask the bigger questions, to use discernment, to learn about my shadow, myself, what was out of alignment here on Earth. And I am the person who literally called out all of the old patriarchal systems that no longer serve humanity. I do share my life story as I'm neurodivergent. I suffer from CPTSD, that is complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I'm a recovered addict of 13 years sobriety. And like I said, I am the founder of Crystal Nations Collective. I travel around the US and I use beautiful gemstones like black tourmaline and selenite to grid the planet. As I rock hound, this is a beautiful heart that is made up of angel wing selenite. So the crystals are what I've been working with for my entire life. But in 2013, I was traveling around North America with the transformational music and art festivals. And as I was using crystals to create sacred space, I was also offering free oracle readings to all of the star seeds and the elders, the way showers. We've been building community and raising consciousness and awareness, and all of the spiritual communities around the globe, no matter what religion or what culture or what color of your skin is, we're all connected or not to our higher self and to the source of all that there is. I believe in the divine source, Father, and I also connect with Mother Earth as she is our cosmic mother. She is the heart of all that we are. We live upon this planet that is a live being who gives us the earth, water, fire, air, and we are so grateful for all of the beauty that she has that gives us healing, light, life, our homes, all the resources of this universe are sacred beings that I'm here to protect as the founder of Crystal Nations Collective. So everything that I rock hound, I give offerings to the earth. I do everything with intention. And I also build medicine wheels. Maybe I have a piece of paper here that might show you what I do. Usually I have everything right in front of me. I build these medicine wheels that make up the 7 directions of the north, the east, the west, the south, above, below, within. And I use these gemstones to create the sacred space so that many of the wisdom keepers from all around the globe can come together in the sacred. So we open up our sacred hearts as we enter the sacred circle, and we pray for ourselves, for others, for our community. And when we pray together, our communities absolutely will grow stronger together. We raise consciousness and awareness. Coming together in community and coming into a sacred circle to do ceremony actually puts you in a vulnerable place to be the voice of your lineage and also of your community. Our words are made up of water and the element of the fire of our sacred heart. And when we alchemize these elements of Mother Earth with the divine, that is the alchemy where we become the co-creator. As we are working with our higher selves and the divine, we are tapping into both the shadow and the light of this planet, of ourselves, and we are figuring out just now how to evolve into more conscious beings that can create healthy communities, safe spaces, and we are birthing the blueprints for the new earth that allows the divine feminine now to rise to her place. We are taking back all that was taken from us, that is our birthright, which is truth. We are here this week as Uranus just went into Gemini. It was in Uranus. Uranus was in Taurus, an earth sign, for 77 years. And it now just shifted yesterday at 6 p.m. Did you feel the shift? Have you felt the shift of Gemini, the air sign? Now, this is going to revolutionize us into a newer way of seeing all things. There are two sides. There is the light, there is the dark, and we get to neutralize and create that middle line, which will allow us to see and utilize and bring down the light to transmute anything that might be of a lower vibration that might pull us away from who we really are. We will neutralize that with the light, and we will find the middle ground. We will neutralize. That's what ground zero is, or they would say the 0 point. Many master teacher healers talk about the 0 point. I am working with visionaries all around the globe, and I am a wisdom keeper that is holding the bundle, the sacred fire. I want to say thank you to all of the Eagle Condor Nation that is bringing together our indigenous brothers and sisters that are protecting this land. We are acknowledging and remembering the ancient wisdom of this earth, and we are here to protect it. So that is a bigger message about the energy of what's happening and how we're going into this. Uranus now is in Gemini. It gives us a time to be revolutionary, to do something different. We're no longer able to go backwards and unsee the things that we have seen. There is truth that has come to this light, right? And all of the people that have abused power, whether it's in your family, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, husband, wife, children, neighbors, community members, elders, leaders, way showers, all kinds of people, including myself, are being raised up into the light to see our own shadow, to confront the people that are lying, that are stealing, that are manipulating, that are abusing power. We are enforcing sacred law. And when this sign, Uranus, the sign of change, unexpected change, revolutionary, shock, it's the planet that will show you what's in your life, in your pathway, that is not for you. Okay. We are also being asked to not judge what isn't for you. It's just that it's not for you. It's not aligned. The frequency, the vibration, where who you are and what you represent is not for every human soul on the planet. When others are in opposition or challenging or not aligned with your frequency, with your intention, with your heart mission, with you, energetically, the veil is so freaking thin right now The truth is being revealed this week as we approach our full moon in Scorpio. I have a stellium, which is several planets in Scorpio, my sun, my moon, Venus, and Mercury. And Venus also just went into the sign of the heart, the sign of love, just went also into Gemini. So this is a big moment for anybody who's also in Gemini or has those planets in Gemini. This is a really great opportunity to expand in creativity, to really look at that which needs to revolutionize, and to bring a voice to being able to find a creative way of showing humanity that there are two sides to everything, and to choose and to be creative. And to revolutionize would mean that we are going to rise out of the ashes and step more into that divine feminine heart so that we can express the solutions that are coming to all of us organically, and with only us being in the present moment. The more that you can be in the present moment, everything will flow. That flow isn't just this spiritual catchy word, but it is just like the river, the water that flows down, moves around the obstructions like the stones and the debris that may be in a riverbed. The water still flows down the stream and finds its way around all obstructions, where it becomes a dance. And we are being invited energetically to this dance. Let me just grab these oracle cards because I really want to give a good reading here. Oh, yeah. And I might want to give one of these cards. So let me start with the gemstone oracle guardian cards, because I am the founder of Crystal Nations Collective, and I love to give messages that will, pertain to who I am and what I'm doing. I also have gemstones for sale. This is selenite, which is from the stars. We love to meditate with this and create sacred spaces. I'm selling crystal grid sets with black tourmaline and the selenite. And I'm also adding, other stones like mica. I collect these from Ojo Caliente. This is acting like the mirror. So when you do grid work, it's really great to put these in the plants as well, because mica is a great mineral for plant life. But you can cut these apart, into slabs. Like this breaks apart. See? Ow! Ain't that cool? And so I use this to grid. So beautiful. It acts like the mirror, a reflection. So if you build something and you put the mirror out and set it with really good energy, it'll reflect that peace and love. If you're chaotic and work with the mirror, it'll become chaotic. So very, very cool. Okay, let's just pull a card for everybody here. I'm also going to pull from the Astro Oracle. So let me ask the guardians and the gemstone guardians, what messages do we have for everybody here now? What do we need to look at? Okay, great. So we got the first card. Have you been unable to focus on complete tasks? This is the oracle card of fluorite. Fluorite is one of the master healers and is actually here to help heal mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. This is the angel of intelligence that comes through. And she says, I am an intelligent being with the ability to focus on complex tasks and figure them out. I enjoy researching and learning new things. I am hungry to gain knowledge, and I am smart enough to realize that I will always discover new information. So the angel of intelligence comes to us now. And then here we have this message right here with the fluorite. It says, have you been unable to focus on complete tasks? So your focus may be off right now. And it says, you are an intelligent being. You can lovingly accomplish whatever you set your mind to. So refocus, take a moment, take some deep breaths, ground yourself, and ask your angels of intelligence to help you develop your inner genius and to focus and to concentrate on whatever project, idea, mission, dream that you have. Educate yourself in any area that you feel that your knowledge may be lacking. An example of that is I'm getting ready to grid, and I know enough to be able to do what I do as I travel for the, festivals. But I always need to know more, and I always need to refresh. And I'm always looking to seek out those who know about gemstones, grid work, transmutation of energy, sacred ceremonies, sacred circles, anything that has to do with the shadow, embodying the light and the shadow, doing our own internal work, anything that has to do with my environment, my community, my family, all of these things that have anything to do with Crystal Nations Collective. I am absolutely in it to learn as much as we can. We've actually been programmed and we've been lied to, and we are busting through these conditions of the energies where now Uranus is in Gemini. We are going to bust through and pinpoint exactly where the lie, the disharmony, the discord has been. And we are going to be able to discern and ask the bigger questions. And as we're using our voice and asking the bigger questions, that actually dismantles, disengages, dissolves all that no longer is the truth. Because once we ask the bigger question, the lie can no longer just sit comfortably. You understand? So we're having to focus with that fluorite and bring in more focus. There's a lot of distractions out there right now, and there's so many. There's so many. The world is in upheaval, but there is also an immense amount of great things that are happening. So wherever you put your focus is what you're going to create. And what the angel of intelligence is really trying to tell you with this fluorite card is that you deserve to actually focus and put your energy into learning more and expanding, and that you deserve to be able to focus and have what it is that you would like to create. Okay. That's what that is. Then we have tourmalinated quartz. It says, are you a slave to technology? This is for all of us to actually wake up to how much we are using AI. And if we want to continue to be connected to our live streams and our technology, if we want to continuously get lost in the artificial intelligence, or is it time for a lot of us to go in nature? I wake up every morning, I have to walk my wolf doggy, and I walk her in nature for about an hour to 2 in the morning. And then I walk her for about 40 minutes in the afternoon. And then I walk her for an hour late at night. And then I usually walk her again before we go to sleep. So I take all these walks in nature and I connect with the sun and the wind and the trees. And I put my back up against the trees and I'll breathe with the trees and I'll notice the leaves and the flowers and the animals, and I'll take note of what Great Creator is showing me while I take a walk through nature. I'll also give back to nature. I like to grid, so I'll transmute the energy and pray for the environments that I'm traveling to, and I'll put good energy into the land. I'll ask Great Creator to use me as a hollow bone and to bring in the light from above into the earth, and I said a prayer and I walk in nature and I'm quiet and I'm with my dog, and that is very healing. If anybody could take walks every day, whether it's once a day or twice a day, being in nature in the sun with the trees and the flowers and the beauty, acknowledging what you see every day rather than just getting into a car 9 to 5 in it and being conditioned to not engage or interact with Mother Earth and all that there is in the present moment. Utilize the time with nature as being in the present moment and connecting to Mother Earth, connecting to your higher self, connecting to the elements of this earth to heal. And terminalated turquoise will amplify the protection from these draining forces by reconnecting us with the earth. So take breaks from the electronics to do this. And it says, call upon the energy of the angel of energy fields. I am grounded, I am focused, and I am relaxing in nature to rejuvenate, to regenerate my energy field. My body easily deflects electromagnetic frequencies when I walk through nature, and I balance my life with fresh air and sunshine, just like I said. And then here's blue lace Laggett. This is the angel of divine timing coming to us. She has favorable opportunities presenting themselves to us in many ways. I recognize these opportunities and I follow through on their promise. I always seem to be in the right place at the right time, and I enjoy the benefits of divine timing. So, blue lace agate, do you feel like you keep missing opportunities? Do you wish to recognize opportunities when they knock? Have faith that divine timing is at play in your life and believe that you are always in the right place at the right time. So, this is about divine timing, and there is a divine timing for many of us as opportunities are knocking. They're knocking for me and many others. And I'm witnessing some people not be ready to actually evolve and level up because right now the goddess Sedna, I learned this from Sabrina Rewilden. She's a great channel and astrologer on YouTube, and she speaks about Sedna, the goddess of, I would say, the underworld. She's kind of like the dark mother. She will be asking all of us, what do you need to finish? What soul work and shadow work do you need to do to rise? What is in your life that is of the old patriarchal energy of fear and control, abusing power? Where are you allowing that still in your life? Who are you connected to? What are you doing? What behaviors, what habits do you have? What perspectives do you have? What beliefs do you have that no longer serve you? That's a really big question for all of us right now. In the next couple of weeks, this week coming up is going to be one of the most temperamental weeks ever. So, full moon in Scorpio on May Day, Beltane on May 1st, this Friday coming up. All of our emotions are going to be really kicking it in the rear, and they're going to show us what the heck we got to clean up in our life. Sedna, the goddess, will ask you, in order for you to level up and take that position, to move, to have that relationship, you want to level up? Are you ready for that? What is it that you're still hanging on to that is not healthy, that is toxic, that is holding you down? What is not healthy for the planet, for the people? We are absolutely having to do a really deep dive in this Scorpio full moon. That is all water, and the Scorpio goes deep. And Chiron is in Aries, and it's squaring off with all of these planetary positions, asking us to take the deepest dive that we ever did. This is also known as the Great Purification in the Hopi and the Kogi Colombians, who are at the heart of Colombia in South America. This is the eagle and the condors, the Hopi prophecy. They speak about the time where the world is splitting, and there'll be those that choose to live close to earth simply and in their heart. There'll be many that will disconnect, disengage. They're going to be disassociated. They're going to be on their own track. They're like kind of living on another planet in another dimension with another mindset that really is not of the Sacred Heart. They're actually really disassociated, disconnected from source, their higher self. They kind of act like a bunch of sociopaths and narcissists, if you really want to know. And All of those people, yes, they suffered. And I believe that in the great purification, we are to pray for every human soul, because all of the demons and attachments and energies and parasites and thought forms that are not for our well-being, for the highest good of who we are, they are coming through this spiritual warfare, through many portals. The darkness, your shadow, doesn't want you to actually transform. They want you to feed the machine and feed the 1%, the families that are vampiring, that are taking advantage of the disadvantage, that have actually created the hierarchy that we all live on, following the 9 to 5 and the dollar bill, y'all. Well, people like myself, we've been busting these old systems by rising up, raising consciousness, evolving, birthing new businesses that are eco and earth friendly. And we are using our voices to absolutely stop destruction here on earth. We are absolutely the voices for Mother Earth. I have the Kachinas behind me that are Navajo and Hopi. I have wolf, mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, eagle dancer, snake transformer. I have all of them here holding sacred space because we are enforcing sacred laws. So right now, there is a really big message that we need to pay attention to AI, artificial intelligence, versus natural intelligence. And what this card is doing is showing us that we need to tap into the rutilated quartz to help us anchor in our energy, release toxic energy, and call upon the angel of the energy fields to ground us and to help us focus on the light, releasing all that is toxic and all that no longer serves us. So we want to give thanks to the rutilated quartz and to the fluorite, two very powerful crystals, and then the blue lace agate. I have blue lace agate too. I love that. Okay, and then we got hematite. The hematite will call upon the angel of the inner peace and grounding. I am calm and peaceful. All is well. My life is good. My roots absorb goodness from the all-given earth, which fills me up and brings me serenity. I am love, and all that surrounds me and all that is attracted to me is love. That's a mantra that you might want to repeat to yourself over and over again, especially if you feel that you might be caught up in a bad cycle of attracting these entities and energies that don't serve you. Okay. Hematite is a very grounded, good stone to work with when speaking about this. And that mantra that it just shared is very powerful. Is your mind on overdrive? Are you feeling physically hyperactive? Are you sleeping well? There's a Schumann resonance. There is an activation in our body that's happening because of the planetary changes, because of us being in the transition from the old patriarchal world into a 5D, more heart-based world. We're not quite there yet, but we're working on it. We're moving towards it. So hematite will actually help you sleep really well and ground. And remember, say, I am love and I attract all that is love to me effortlessly. As I open up my heart and walk in love, I attract the love and light. Now, I want you to know, not always does just reflect in love and light going to just get you love and light. We live in a world of polarity. And just this morning, I got attacked by 2 dogs, like back to back. While I was in a labyrinth, while I was anchoring in a selenite for peace, a shepherd came towards me and my dog. And the lady told me she didn't have the control over the dog. The dog was aggressive. She didn't have the dog on a leash. She was screaming and freaking out at me. And I had to stay calm, hold my dog, call in the angels, and pray. And the dog finally went away. But I had to enforce sacred law and tell the lady, you're breaking the law. I'm going to report you. You can't do this. It's not all about you. And hey, that's a form of narcissism. I let the lady know. Just so you know, that's a form of narcissism. So just in case that lady ain't doing her shadow work, because she's not. She was just screaming, yelling. Her dog's freaking out. They're both not on a leash by God or the light. And they were being controlled by entities and energies. And there I am in a labyrinth. anchoring in the peace while these dogs, so even while I was the love and light, something else came towards me. So we are also being attacked by darker energies, but it doesn't mean to go rogue and go dark. But I did address that lady by letting her know facts. Okay. Fact is that I was absolutely going to report her. And the second man that came up upon my dog didn't have a leash either. He was being sarcastic and wacky. I let him know the same thing. I'll be reporting it. It's not about you. This is a form of narcissism. Just in case you guys want to do shadow work and evolve, we don't know. We're going to love them enough to let them know, hey, you can actually change this. So want to give thanks to Great Creator. We have the star code Astro Oracle cards. We want to give thanks to the gemstone oracles. I want to do one thing because I was just sharing what actually happened. So I burn sage and give thanks to the white sage and to the fire. We give thanks to the elements of the water that grew this sage. Give thanks to Mother Earth. And I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, Great Creator. Cleanse and clear these cards and my space. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so happy. Oops. And just put a little bit of sage right there. We ask Great Creator to cancel, clear. I also sell these selenite swords to cut cords from my mouth, my neck, my heart, and just all of my being. We cut cords, we dissolve, disengage all negativity. We command all entities and energies that do not represent light and love to go back to the source, to be loved, transmuted, and healed in all directions of time and space, all that is known and unknown, past, present, and future, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, in all timelines, dimensions, past lives, and realities. It is done, it is done, it is done, and so it is. Asking Great Creator, what Astro Oracle card messages do we have for the collective that is here now and that will come in the future? I want to give thanks to Great Creator. Okay. And the first card that I got is the second house, and it's the card of resources. And the number of the card is 40, which is 4, which is stability. This is what will bring us stability. Want to give thanks to that. Wow. Second house. Look at that. If your chart were a village map, your second house would hold your bank, your museum, and warehouses. It symbolizes what you value, such as your body and your relationship to the material world. The second house also describes that phase of infancy where you are just discovering that you have a body, toes, and fingers, and that you can smell and taste. The action for this card is explore how you feel about money. So many people in the spiritual world or the spiritual path may have mixed feelings about money. I get it. They may have mixed feelings about their bodies, their possessions, and they may be drawn to abundance. At the same time, they're wrestling with guilt or discomfort around the desire. This is where we approach avoidance conflict around the material world, and it can make it hard to focus your efforts if you're sending out mixed messages about how you feel about money. And the universe doesn't know how to respond to that confusion. So the second house in astrology is asking you to build a clear, congruent message about your relationship to your resources that you can stand behind with integrity. Matter is the sacred vessel for spirit. Explore your attitude toward your first resource, your own body and sensuality. Look for that place of balance where you honor and respect your physical form as well as the importance of the soul that inhabits it. Invest your energy towards what you value, and this is where you could be a resource to others, and this is where you can get paid. So clean up your act in the material world. clean your closets, pay your bills, deal with other practical things that might appear mundane, but it can be a sacred act of aligning the soul to your surroundings. Integrity creates a welcoming ground for bounty. Come up with a real clear, integrated message to radiate and then back that up with action. The challenge here is that what you see is not all there. If you're looking for emotional and spiritual satisfaction in your stuff, it will never be enough because it never quite scratches that itch. The gift is your skills, your resources, and your interests can all be sacred if you make an offering of your intention and engage your work for the benefit of all sentient beings. So, as long as you have the right intention, as long as you are integral, as long as you take steps to discover what your relationship is to attract an abundance and resources into your life. What is your relationship to money? And do you allow yourself to be open to abundance and receiving? So you can do things like balance your checkbook. You could do things like take a financial workshop. You can hire a financial advisor. There are 7 seals that we were all born with, and there is a seal that can be dissolved that is, it's an imposter seal. It's the seal also about us receiving our truest worth. And I'm going to actually do some research and I'll do a YouTube video this week. I'll put it out on Monday, tomorrow. I'll go live again. I'll do my research and I'll find out what that seal is and go live and leave the video and hope that others can do their work as far as taking these seals off that prevent us from evolving. And it's our job to ascend into our light body. Jesus was an ascended master who, when it was time to die, he rose into his light body and returned here on earth on Easter. This is what gives us the date of Easter and the holiday. This is a remembrance of the beginning of fertility, of rebirth. And we too can ascend into our light body in this great purification. The Kogi Colombians and the Hopi shared with us that basically we're all here to free ourselves from all of the conditioning and lies that have been put upon us, that conditioned us and sealed us to not know who we are, where we come from, our lineage, our gifts, our talents. Therefore, we've been stuck in a hamster wheel of being a victim, not really rising above, feeding the machine that only gets the 1% all what they need, leaving us in shambles. So we're no longer going to feed the machine. We are breaking the slavery here on earth. We are freeing ourselves to become sovereign beings. And that means that wealth belongs to all of us. So change your relationship to how you feel about money and abundance, because abundance is not just money. It's in all aspects of our life. To be abundant means that you have a wonderful love in your life and you have family, friends, community, resources, wealth. To be abundant means that you have access to consciousness and to the wealth of this world. So be it. The other card that I pulled, and it's number 40. And I was going to read the second card that came to me, which is number 2. And this is a card in Taurus that says cultivate. And we are in the Taurus season. So this is the bull. This is Mother Earth. This is the earth sign. Taurus is really abundant, fertile. This is where we also celebrate Mother's Day. So Taurus asks us to hold still, dig in, grow roots, and strengthen over time. Manifest in a practical way and signified by a bull standing in its field, Taurus rules the neck and the voice. So this is a great time to use your voice in the season of Taurus. What is it that you have been holding back and not expressing during this time that we revolutionize with Uranus leaving Taurus and going into Gemini? Use your voice. Its purpose is to bring life into matter through growing wildflowers and crops, through our muscular strength and sensual potential of our bodies, and through the solidness of our material resources. The sun shines here in Taurus April 21st to May 20th. Let's work with the metaphor of gardening. Plow the ground, plant the seeds, nurture the crops with water and fertilizer, and protect these crops from predation. Grow roots rather than travel, and investigate what concrete form your project should take and the next practical steps in that direction. Appreciate the senses and notice what you sense, see, feel, hear, and taste, and use the senses to be in the present moment and let time flow by. Cuddle and feed. In a relationship, listen to both the signals of body chemistry and the practicalities of your life to give a fertile field. Cultivate your garden. Like a slowly growing flower basket in the sun, find contentment in this moment. Explore the roots of the situation and ask what feeds this idea of what feeds your soul. If you're feeling pushed about, sit and hold. Grow roots. Let the storm pass over you. Don't hurry. Play the long game as you plant and tend your crops. The challenge could be Taurus excess can lead you to mistake stubbornness for strength or look for spiritual and emotional answers in the material world. There will never be enough to fill an emotional void. Sensuality is a Taurus gift, but sex alone won't fulfill a desire for love. So clarify your hunger. And the gift is everything that surrounds you is made up of matter, and the word matter comes from the Latin word matter or mother. And Taurus connects you to the sacred earth mother, Gaia herself, the physical vessel, the cosmic being who holds spirit in the body, in the plants, and in the earth, and the waters, the air, and the fire around, beneath, and within us. Giving thanks, great creator. Is there one more card that we can follow? As I like to read 3 on this one. What card will complement the second house resources card, the Taurus cultivate card? What is the third message there? What is the third card that can bring a bigger message? Okay, thank you. And then I got a solar calm clarifying, number 16, all that sacred geometry, all of those wonderful colors. The chakras, the energy centers are filled with the planets. That is so cool. And since this is number 16, I'm going to read from the book what its bigger meaning is. It's a solar activity. So when the sun is calm with few sunsets or solar flares, its steady energy is quiet and soothes any turbulence in our solar system. The volume is turned down on all other aspects of your astrological chart. The telescopes see farther into space. Plant growth slows down on Earth, but the arts and the creative process often blossom. Politics tend to the opinionated but quiet attitudes more entrenched. It's a hard time to start a revolution. Weird, because Uranus is revolutionary and it just went into Gemini. Maybe there's a pause here. Just appreciate the deep, energizing quiet of the time. Look for steady progress and play the long game. I understand. Listen to the muse and support the arts. Take a creative approach and work towards positive change within the systems that are now in place with gentle, steady pressure. And find the minds and grow those deeper connections. Listen to the quieter voices that are not usually heard, whether this is the whispering voice of your intuition or the subtle voice of the introverts or underrepresented. In romantic relationships, hold hands and look for places of quiet refuge together. Build relationships now that will help you manifest needed changes when the tide turns and the sun activates. So we're not quite there to be all revolutionary, but we're working on it. And it really actually is talking about getting calm, because when we're calm, we can actually attract the right people to us that are meant to work together with us. And that in itself will be the revolutionary change. So, right now, before things get in that heated change, if you can find some time to tap into calm, that would be great. Be patient, and there may be a fog that will lift. So if you try to motivate practical change in you or your life and try a totally new approach, it can feel like trying to light a match in the fog. Just be patient, okay? It's not really the time to push ahead, okay? Meditation will help all of us just turn down the noise of the outer world and let go of the details of the story and allow spirit to connect and bring us into the interconnectedness of all that is in existence. And in this quiet clarity, we will see far away to the distant stars and come to understand this overarching pattern that's showing us what is good for us, what's healthy, what's not. Ooh, well, my nose itches and I get so itchy. It's like the angels are here. I think that was a great read, and I'm so grateful for anybody who would like to get a real read-in. I put in the description my email, how to find me on Facebook, Francine DeGiorgio. I'm at Yahira Lobos at gmail.com. 111 for a 1 hour and a half Akashic record reading, and 155 for a 25-30 page PDF that explains your complete human design. In the description below, I absolutely go over why it's important for you to actually get your human design or your gene keys chart. I add in an astrology overview at the end of those two charts to give you a heads up on how the energy in your life is moving through your chart. I say use everything with discernment and a grain of salt. I do not predict futures. A good reader will actually highlight the themes and the energy and help you bring solutions that helps you create the life that you need. Often the healers like myself, the oracles, we're certified. I am in 9 different modalities, from quantum healing to crystalline energy healing to Reiki to heart thread to social emotional education, the Akashic records. I'm a peer advocate for the mentally ill, but I don't believe in the word mental illness. I believe that many of us that are neurodivergent have gifts and that we're really talented. It's all about evolving and approaching the darkness and the toxicity of our lives from our past and past lives. When we really actually get out of our own way and start to look at who we are, where we were born, where we come from, what are our strengths, our talents, our gifts, so that we can actually create a really great life and make a difference, leave a legacy behind for others. It's all about knowing thyself. It's all about making peace with our past and our past lives and retracting those parts of ourselves that were lost and healing all of the refracted parts of ourselves so that we are whole again. I believe that we are all here to live our best life and to birth a new earth. I believe that we're all part of the prophecies, that we're all meant here to do so much shadow work and to evolve beyond this slavery system that we've been exposed to and we've been lied to and ripped off. And we're so much more than anybody wanted us to believe. And we can end this spiritual warfare. We could end human suffering. We can birth the new earth with new systems in place that actually serve the people, by the people, because we are the people. I ask, great creator of all that there is, to bless all of you now, today, and always with the love and the light that you are. And we command all entities and energies that do not represent light and love to go into the light, to be dissolved, loved, and healed in all directions of time and space, all that is known and unknown, past, present, and future, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, in all planets, in all dimensions, in all timelines, in all past lives, and realities. It is done, it is done, it is done. In the name of all of my benefic guides that walk with me, Yeshua, and all of the archangels of the north, east, west, south, above, below, within, all of the ascendant masters, galactic brothers and sisters, I thank you, my ancestors, the holy ones, the ancient ones. Bless us all now to know the truth and go forward in love and light. Aho and hey, PM me if you would like to book a reading. Oi, oi. Oi, 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 oi. Giving thanks to Alira Star. I love her.